moving forward every day with this station based upon, really based upon your feedback and, what you guys think. Because, this is a very pliable show. So you guys said, yo, Brent, kill that background music. And you know what I did? I killed that background music. So there you have it. Your wish is my command, and hopefully things are coming through a little better for you today. Struggling a little bit with the dashboard this morning, but every day it's something, isn't it? Oh my gosh. But if that's the worst thing that happens today, as my wife frequently says, well, I'm doing pretty good. All right, I'm gonna try to monitor for your comments. Things are a little wacky, but there we go. All right. So, no music in the background. Hopefully everybody likes this better. It seems to be the consensus out there. A little milder intro. You might notice today I'm wearing my race shirt from last year for the fun run for charity. I just felt like it was a good day to get outside. It's Thursday. It looks beautiful out the window. A little bit of clouds. Hot, pretty hot. And so what have you guys been up to? So last night we met up with a couple friends and had dinner in the marina over at Vina and Salvatore's wine bar. I don't know if you've ever been there, but there's a few hidden gems in the marina. This is definitely one of them. It started off, I remember when they very first opened, they were so tiny, one little wine shop, but Salvatore did such a good job of like growing the business, and he's so personal with everybody. It's just a joy to eat there. So big shout out to you, Salvatore. Thanks for a great night last night. Appreciated it, and also appreciated catching up with our friends from LT Greg coming down to visit with us. It's been too long, so thank you all for coming out as well. Tonight, as you know, it's the Marina Market. So if you're a market kind of person, then maybe I'll see you there. I try to get down to the Marina Market as often as possible. If you're walking around tonight, it starts at 6 p.m. I usually get there a little bit later. Stop by and say hi. Tell me what you think of the show. I got thick skin. I can take it. If you love it, I got thicker skin. I like it better when you tell me that. Outside of that, got whale watching this weekend. We're going to be heading out. I love all the good mornings I'm getting. Good morning, Sly. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Katie. Cheers to y'all. Here's a little coffee. Let's have a sip. Outside of that, I'll be at the Marina Market, like I said, tonight. I got some whale watching this weekend. We like going out with Talia and her crew with Vallarta Netors. Just shout out to them for doing great. They don't sponsor the show or anything, and she probably will never even know I said it, but that's okay. Also, I've been filling up my calendar with scuba diving. I'm a big scuba diver. I'm a dive master, and I love diving, and I love diving here. And decided to just buy like 12 months package for Laura and I to go out diving as much as possible. As a matter of fact, for her 50th birthday next year, gave her age on air. We're gonna do a live aboard dive trip. So, we've dove a ton, but it's nice just to keep that repetition up and stay in practice, kind of like riding a bike. So we're gonna do a lot of diving between now and next February. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of news. We'll try to keep it personal today. Hey, Ms. Magoya is getting the new pier set to open. How about that? Mayor Munguia was down there, and he says the project's basically done. They're just wrapping up a few last technical touches before opening it to the public. I saw the photos of it. Wow. I mean, what a big change. Good job, Ms. Magoya. The pier is going to have upgraded walkways, new lighting. It's going to have high-speed internet. That's a pretty amazing. So the modern age, I mean, if you're into infrastructure growth and beautification and things like that, sure, this is good. Some people are going to be like, no, that's just more changing what's going on here in PV, but I guess it's kind of eventual. But yeah, let's check out the new pier. Let's give it a chance. Let's check it out. Let's take a look at it, see what you think about it. And we'll move on. So I reminded you. All right, so listen. Yesterday, the background music was out of whack. Sorry. I like literally, I didn't even know until the broadcast was over. So it also had like that 15-second black at the beginning. I don't know what today's had at the beginning. I'd love to know. Shoot me a comment. But hopefully you came right on in the title, or me talking over the title. I don't know. I'm figuring that. I mean, this channel is only what, a week and a half old, 2 weeks at the most. I mean, it's still just a baby and learning. So we're trying to figure it out. Good morning, Mary Jane. How you doing? Hopefully you like it better without the music in the background. I'd love to hear about that. But Also, I want to say there was a story yesterday I talked about. You might have tuned me out because the music was too loud in the background. It was just an update about this is the last month to change your Jalisco plates for free. Starting April, if you've got a car here and it's a local car, fines are going to be starting to be applied in April. So, get your handler, get out there, do what you need to do. You can go online. There's a lot of different ways to do your plates. It's not my forte, so if I said anything correct just there, go check in with one of the local companies that actually focuses in on that. But again, that was one yesterday that you might have tuned out for. Again, my apologies. Also, there was some breaking news this morning by Bahia Tribune. They announced that Governor Levis has decided to reverse the 14 peso fare hike for public transportation. So it's going to continue at 11 pesos. This is fresh out of the gate this morning. The story doesn't really even have any details yet, other than the fact that obviously there was a lot of complaints from the citizens, legal challenges. So early this morning, Governor Levis said, okay, the public transportation fare will be fixed and at 11 and not 14. So good news for those who are in favor of lower fares on buses. Okay, moving on. Good morning, Maureen. One of my most faithful viewers. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Hey. Let's talk about a little bit of entertainment. Here's one I talked about yesterday, but again, you might have tuned me out. It's a fun one. This is one we like to really go to every year. This is the Vinoma Fest 2026. It's a great wine and pairing party. It brings together more than 50 national and international wineries by the sea. It's taking place from today to the 7th of March. So if you're a wine drinker, get today's the day you can start get your wine on. And it's going to have tastings and culinary, showings and chefs there and a golf tournament. Pretty cool stuff. I'm looking forward to that one, and it gives you more of that feeling of normalization. I mean, kind of looking forward when we don't have to talk about normalization anymore. Now I started to call it 222, February 22nd. So we're past 222 by a bit now. And, I feel like we all want to kind of move on from that. And so I'm going to do my best to keep moving and separating from that, but we'll see how it goes. But speaking of, I almost forgot to talk about this. So yesterday, how many of you know? Oh, good morning, Chandra. How are you doing? Chandra, sorry. How many of you know Barry Kessler? Barry Kessler does the Puerto Vallarta travel podcast. Really cool show, very soothing voice. It's great when you're a little bit sleepy and you want to fade out, and that is definitely not a knock. I wish I had his baritone vibes with that low voice he's got that just is so calming. Ow, that would hurt after a while. Barry invited myself, Stefan and Ada were there from Living Simply in Mexico. As Who else was out there yesterday? Of course, we had Audra Rickett. A lot of people know her. She'd been associated with Naked Jaguar tours, but I think she's going through a brand redo right now. So if she's out there and listening, or anybody is, I forget what her new brand is. So my apologies, but it's not about branding. Why we were there was Barry just wanted to pull together like three of the bigger social media influencers here that really also resonate with tourists here, expats or immigrants. And so he brought really was three very different observations of 222. Stefan and Aiden are, they're out there more close to downtown. They're kind of more in it, and they had a very interesting perspective, being a lot closer to it than I was. Audra was really down in it and walking around, and not carelessly, and definitely, felt, I mean, it was you'll hear it. I don't want to spoil the podcast. And then my piece was more like what it was like to come in as, a news person and try to get the straight story, and, obviously the birth of this channel and what we did on CPS. And so that's kind of what we did yesterday. We spent a couple of hours together, and I think Barry's going to release that here in a week or so. So I'll be sure to ping you guys when that comes out. I mean, it's going to be interesting because three very almost different perspectives of it. It was fun to do, and it's always fun to get together with them. Big shout out to Steph, Ada, Barry, and Audra. Hope y'all are doing well, and Audra's pups, of course, which are kind of famous around here. Okay, wow, I got way based there. All right, I was talking about entertainment. So hey, coming up, here's a new one. This that I didn't talk about yesterday. Since we talked about the wine festival, we might as well just jump right on in and keep drinking. Speaking of. Speaking of, on March 14th and 15th, the third edition of the Puerto Vallarta Festival of Michelada is going to take place. We're going to have more than 30 exhibitors of regional drinks, and they're going to have food as well. This year, as I believe in the past as well, it's going to be held out at Puerto Magico. So again, that's on the 14th and 15th of this month. I know the carnival is still going because I can see it outside my window. I really want to go check it out. Have any of you been to the carnival yet? Have you checked it out? Good morning, Shannon. Don't want to miss any of my good mornings. I love when you guys write to me. I know you're listening. Have you all been to the carnival yet? It looks like they really revitalized it this year. The rides look newer, it's a lot brighter, and it just kind of brings that happy spirit. I feel I really want to go check it out. We have a pretty busy weekend, but I'm gonna see if I can convince Laura, my wife, to carve out a little time for carnival. In the past, we haven't gone, but maybe this is the year we finally do it. Go check it out. If you've been there, you haven't been there. If you do go because I said it, let me know on how it was, if I'm wise. And if you have been there, well, let me know too. All right, moving on. Yeah, good. So Shannon says she really enjoyed the wine festival last year. Good. I hear a lot of positive stuff about that. So the wine fest is really fun. The Michelada festival sounds pretty fun too. I know a few people that really enjoy that. All right. So I've been recommending on a daily basis. I don't know. Is this section some? I mean, again, if you guys are interested in this section, I'll keep going. If you're not, but yesterday I recommended a TV show, and that show was The Chair Company. Quirky, odd. I know I got a couple comments back from people that that's a pretty good one. I need to check it out, or I've seen it. Really quirky escapism. Like if you need a little escapism in your life right now, The Chair Company is a really quirky way to get it. If you decide to watch it because of me, let me know what you think of it. I love to interact about stuff. But another show, don't always do shows I recommend. I do shows that either are polarizing to me or I haven't seen yet, I'm interested in. But the next one I'm going to talk about is the morning show. So it's been out for a few seasons. I thought it started really strong. Like I felt like season one and two were pretty strong. I might have bias because I am a TV anchor, and so it's interesting to see how much of that is similar in Mexico. For example, like talking while someone's talking in your ear and you're reading a teleprompter, you're presenting a story, and someone's telling you something about the next story that's going to come up. That's all really true, and it's kind of hectic and crazy. You got to be really good at like multitasking. Like right now, I'd be talking to you, and somebody would tell me in my ear like five different things to do. And by the way, here it's all in Spanish. So luckily, my TV production Spanish has gotten much better, along with my restaurant Spanish. So the morning show, don't, how do I say? I really like season one and two. I'm not sure if I've kind of lost steam on it, so I haven't watched this season yet. But yeah, check it out. What do you think about it? I know the lead actors and actresses on that show are very endearing. But yeah, so be it. All right. So I usually like to end up the show, and I'm not sure if this is gonna stay this way or not, but we're running out of time. But it's kind of the what's on your mind piece. This is your chance to just kind of say whatever you want in the comments down there, or me just babble away for another minute or two. But if we'll see if anything comes in. But if not, I just want to say again, I think I've said it a couple times. Sometimes I'm repetitive, but I'm so grateful for you guys and gals and everybody else out there just kind of hanging with me through the ups and downs of beginning this show. One day the intro's crazy and the it's too aggressive, and another day the music just plays too loud through the whole thing, and another day I've got a glitch and a big like 1 minute long blank space at the beginning of the show. So I guess it is just a heartfelt thank you for just kind of getting through these initial little bugs and little hiccups in the system. I'm hoping every day gets better with that. But your feedback has been amazing. Your feedback is why there's no background music today. Your feedback is why the intro video is calmer. So hopefully you feel like this is our show together. So with that, that's why I say if there's a section or something in the show where you're kind of like, meh, I don't really need that, but I'd rather have this. Sure, if I can do it. And I got a pretty busy life as is with everything else I do, so I also have to be able to make time for it. But I'm more than happy to meld the show into kind of what you all want. But if this is what you want, this is what you're gonna get. Thank you for saying you love the show, Maureen. Love you watching it. All right, that's it. We've hit our 15 minutes. I feel like 15 minutes is a good amount of time. Here's one more thing. You can either tell me what you think about it. Puerto Vallarta doesn't, we're not in Mexico City, we're not in Guadalajara, so we don't have massive news every single day. And I don't want to be repetitive or drone on. So maybe 1 or 2 days a week we have a quickie. However you want, however you want to define that. We're a family show, but we have a quickie, a 5 minute episode, just to kind of a check in, catch up, we chat. We don't necessarily go through a bunch of news. We just kind of touch base with each other. How we doing? So I'm almost considering bringing, maybe 3 full episodes a week, and maybe two, like a Tuesday, Thursday quickie, or we'll figure it out. I know Tuesday, Thursday quickies sound fun to everybody. We'll see what happens, but it's kind of what I'm thinking. So, if you're watching this show live, if you're watching it later, let me know what you think about that. It would ease the burden on me just a little bit. So again, I'd still be on 5 days a week, but maybe we'll compromise and 2 days will be a little bit of a shorter show. But if you want all this every day, go for it, man. I'll do it as long as y'all are watching it. Katie, I'm so blessed to have you watching the show. Thank you so much. All right, we're at 16 minutes. Time to end the show. We went a little bit over, so have a great day. Enjoy Puerto Vallarta. Tell your friends to come down here. Tell your family to come down here. Get out and do some of the fun stuff I mentioned, and let's stay in touch. And I'll see you all on Friday. Have a great one, everybody.